If you're an Australian business owner, trying to get found by local customers on Google can feel, well, a bit like a mystery, but you're in the right place. In this explainer, we're going to crack that code and break down exactly what you need to do to show up when it really matters.
Okay, let's just dive right in. Look, it all boils down to one simple question for any local business, right? When someone nearby needs exactly what you offer, does your business actually show up? If the answer is not really or sometimes, then this is for you. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to get inside Google's head and understand how it thinks. Then, we'll cover your most important online assets, and we'll wrap it all up with a clear action plan that you can literally start using today. To win at local search, you've got to know the rules of the game. It's that simple. And pretty much everything Google does to rank local businesses boils down to three core ideas.
So what are we even talking about here? Local SEO factors. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Think of them as just clues. They're all the little clues you give Google that help it decide who to show in those top map results when someone's looking for a service in their area.
First up, we've got relevance. And honestly, this one is pretty much common sense. Does your business actually do what the person is searching for? If someone types in emergency plumber, Google is on the hunt for businesses that have clearly said, yep, that's us. It's a direct matching game, and getting your categories right is a massive signal.
Okay, pillar number 2, distance. Now this one is huge, especially for all those near-me searches we do on our phones. Google gives a major boost to businesses that are physically closer to the person searching. Now you can't just up and move your shop, of course, but you can make absolutely sure Google knows exactly where you are and all the areas you serve. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, prominence. This is all about your business's authority. How well known are you online? Google figures this out by looking at things like your reviews, any mentions in local news articles, and links from other websites. It's basically your digital street cred.
Okay, so now we know how Google thinks. Let's talk about the absolute #1 tool you have to speak its language. Think of this as your digital front door.
Let me be crystal clear about this. I cannot stress this enough. Your Google Business Profile, or GBP as we'll call it, isn't just another listing. It is, without a doubt, the single most critical factor for ranking in local search. Full stop. Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. And if you don't believe me, just look at the numbers. It's wild. Businesses that take the time to fill out their profile completely 100% can rank 2, even 3 positions higher than their competitors who've kind of just phoned it in. That's the difference between a customer calling you or calling the other guy.
So what does a complete profile actually look like? Well, it means you got to fill out everything. Seriously. Start with the basics, your correct name, address, and phone number. Then dive deeper. Choose the most specific categories, write a detailed description, list out all your services, add fresh, high-quality photos every month, create regular posts, and, this is a big one, actively respond to your reviews.
You know, that last point about responding to reviews, that actually leads us perfectly into our next topic. Once your profile is dialed in, it's all about building trust, not just with your customers, but with Google's algorithm too.
Now, here's the thing you really need to understand about how Google sees reviews. It's not just about getting a 5-star rating. Google is way smarter than that. It analyzes the total quantity of reviews you have, the quality or star rating, the recency, are they new, the velocity or how fast new ones come in, and your response rate. You really have to be active on all 5 fronts.
And the other piece of this trust puzzle is consistency. Your name, address, and phone number, your NAP, has to be identical everywhere it appears online. And I mean identical. Tiny little variations like using ST on one site and street on another, that can totally confuse Google and weaken your ranking power. You gotta pick one format and stick with it everywhere.
All right, so your Google profile is looking great. Your online reputation is solid. Now it's time to make sure your own website is sending Google all the right signals. We're talking about things you do directly on your site and also things that happen off your site that point back to you.
So why should you even care so much about your website? Well, check this out. A whopping 70% of local searches happen on a mobile phone. Think about that. If your site is a nightmare to use on a small screen, you're literally turning away the majority of your potential customers. A mobile-friendly site isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's an absolute must.
Now, when it comes to the pages on your website, you can't be subtle. You have to spell it out for Google. Use your page titles, your main headings, and the actual text on the page to say exactly what you do and where you do it. Mentioning specific suburbs you service is an incredibly powerful signal that really cements your local relevance. And when it comes to building that prominence pillar we talked about, listen to this. This is so important. A single link from a trusted local source, like your local newspaper's website or the Chamber of Commerce, is worth way more than 20-some links from some generic spammy directory. When it comes to links, it is always quality over quantity.
Okay, wow. We have covered a ton of ground, and I know it can feel like a lot. So let's pull it all together into a super simple step-by-step action plan. This way, you'll know exactly where to put your energy to get the biggest bang for your buck.
All right, here is your order of operations, your game plan. Number 1, complete and optimize your Google Business Profile. It is the fastest, highest impact thing you can possibly do, period. Number 2, create a system for generating reviews. After that, go and clean up your business info across the web. Then, and only then, should you really focus heavily on building local links and fine-tuning your website. And hey, before you go, just a final word of advice. Please try to avoid these really common pitfalls that can just sink all your hard work. An incomplete profile, ignoring your reviews, messy business info, or a website that doesn't work on a phone will absolutely hold you back. And please remember, local SEO isn't a set it and forget it thing. It needs ongoing attention.
So there you have it. That's the framework. You now have the blueprint for getting found by way more local customers right here in Australia. You know what matters and you know what order to do it in. So the only real question left is, which one are you going to tackle first?